Welcome into Zions Bank Stadium for the girls lacrosse 4A state championship game between the top-seeded teams in 4A, your number 1 Bear River Bears and the number 2 Waterford Ravens. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Kenzie Christiansen. Kenzie, state championship game, pressure situation. Bear River coming in 56-game winning streak. I think heavy favorites in this 4A state tournament. If you're Waterford, what do you got to do to try to slow down the Bears and upset them here for this state championship?
The first thing, it's going to be a mind game. You got to get rid of the 56 wins. Forget about that. You have to play moment by moment and play your game. If you focus too much on the other team and what they're doing, you're not going to do what you need to do to succeed in the game. So focus on yourself, focus on your strengths, pick up each other's weaknesses, and play as a team.
So what is it that Waterford you think can do where they can find success in this matchup?
I think just being tight on defense. You know, they have shooters that can shoot from almost every angle. So being locked in on defense, early slides, off the draw, being fast and agile is some of the biggest things that's going to take them into an advantage in this game.
This game has some of your top scorers in 4A. For Waterford, that includes Mia Chow, the senior, 85 goals this year. She's been fantastic. Howard has 57 goals. Spanos has 50. That trio was great for Waterford in the semifinal, which helped propel them here to the state championship game. But for Bear River, this is a group that they've got a lot of youth. But, man, they got so much talent. And you start that semifinal, in my opinion, it all kind of started Brighton Wise. She was so strong in cage.
Absolutely.
For this Bear River defense.
Yeah, no, she's probably one of the best goalies I've seen so far in state. She's very agile and very strong, a good teammate, and lots of conversation.
She tracks the ball extremely well. We'll get into the offense of Bear River because they got it aplenty. They're also really strong here at faceoff. This will be Chow and the freshman Webb for the opening draw. It does go the way of Waterford, and that would go a long ways, in my opinion, for the Ravens to see if they can get some possession, establish some early looks here as Waterford in the road blue, Bear River in the home white. Want to remind you the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. At times we start it early, stop it late. We do our best to keep it synced here with the official clock in the stadium. As Waterford, this is Whitney Spanos. We talked about her in the open, works over to Howard. So you've been introduced to the trio. Chow wearing 27 took that opening draw. Is Entwistle with it here for Waterford.
You can tell that the defense is playing a high-pressure backer defense. You always have that one girl chasing behind ball, waiting for, to have that opportunity to help with that slide and crash. Waterford's just got to work fast, just like they are here, to get that open lane.
Also Lyman working through, but whistle there. Shooting space will be an 8-meter opportunity here for the Ravens.
That's going to give her the first inside. She looks like a dominant right-hand player. Moving that goalie, getting a shot to the back of the cage. That's really going to excel their game.
Renee, just a junior. She'll shoot here from the outside. Good stick play there coming in on the help by Ella Criddle. And backed up here for the Ravens.
I would say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. She took it with pride, and she'll definitely get more looks this game.
Kind of wrapping around here is McKean. Gives to Chow. Chow has great length. Be interesting to see how they try to use that to their advantage here in this championship. As Entwistle looks to give to Howard and retreating here. Just FYI, we're playing white lines today. A lot of lines on the field, white lines for you today here in this girls' championship. Howard works around, got a little seam. And good slides there coming over Claire Wood. Able to take away space.
The more possession they have, yes, they haven't got a goal off yet, but the more possession they have, the less the Bears get that ball.
When you play Bear River, your best defense really is a good offense,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. Winning the draw, that was huge for them to get this game, to get the looks on cage that they already have had. Keeping the ball down on the attacking end is going to be crucial to keeping this to a close scoring game.
And we're almost a quarter of the way through the first quarter. Bear River's not possessed it, right? So
it's true.
That possession becomes so critical. I felt like, and I don't remember if it was the girls' semis or the boys' semis, but it felt like a recurring theme in the semifinals this week has been possession.
It honestly has. Possession is going to be key, like I said multiple times, and it will continue to play out here. We've seen a lot of possessions being held when we get, yellow cards on the field, but other times it's necessary too.
You got to love all the continuing. Oh, that was not. I thought that was back of my bad. It was a pass?
It was a pass. It was missed pass, so trickled out, which would be Bear River. Last possession was physically by Waterford, so then it gets handed over to Bear River on their straining 2 meters inside the line.
So Bear River here to start. First opportunity we have to look at this Bear offense as Brielle prepares to start here. We talked about on the face-off, Webb has been strong for them this year. She's got 62 goals just as a freshman. Here is Bear River will stay on it.
Webb has been a player in training for many years. It's Jeremy Webb's daughter, obviously. He helped her out all through her youth program. She's played competition for many years. She's had her own Instagram with many followers since she was about, I think, 6th grade. So she's been an awesome asset joining the Bears this year. Every year they're always graduating phenomenal players. Well, they also got good ones coming in.
Yeah, they've got great players who will be graduating this year as well, including Shelby Wilkinson, the senior, 85 goals, 54 assists. Kierstead's got 47 goals, 59 for Criddle. It's a lot of offense for Bear River. As we have a look at it for the first time, here's Brielle coming ahead, pushed out there by Chow as Bears now setting up. This is Criddle. Back behind goal. How about this? Kind of stacked behind goal here for Bear River.
I bet you, they're going to send a couple cuts and then it'll give it to ball.
A little rotation here. Put on frame and score. That's Ella Criddle. Kind of had the leader out in front of her with Webb, and Criddle didn't have to move that ball at all. Got a lane and shot and scored.
It was a perfect cut. We had that first cut coming in. We had Webb coming in with ball. She also had that backer behind her to give her an assist versus the shot if it was needed. Getting that shot off, she kind of did like a lean back shot and follow through, getting that goalie's right hand dominant side.
Talk about how good Bear River's offense has been. You see, one shot, one goal, pretty efficient here in the opening minutes.
Yeah, 100% already. We're many minutes in, but that's many more goals to go for them.
Chow here set to take this draw against Webb. Chow trying to sweep back, and Webb had it. Still trying to get on it here. And it's picked up by Criddle.
This is crucial. Look how fast number 10 got onto Criddle in the midfield.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. You have to ride fast, play defense in the midfield, not just down on the defensive end. Well,
I think the other thing, one of the common phrases you hear in a lot of ball sports is stop the ball. Right? Stop the ball. And time a nice job by Howard, who really seems like, we talk about her goal scoring, but man, she's just an all-around player for Waterford. She did so many things well in that semifinal. Her defense was great. Talk about her rides.
She had a phenomenal game, and I think today's going to be nonetheless.
Yeah, they're going to need it from her in this championship game. As Bear River here back
Bear River
to the dot here. Here's Criddle. Picked up. Good defense there by Waterford.
Knocked it out, so Waterford's going to be able to gather that, and look how fast that takeoff went.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you need to do. You need to pick it up, and you need to go.
But
do not hesitate.
Well, because it's one of the things. Bear River will ride. They'll extend their pressure. You got to find a way to get it up the field, and sometimes speed can be your best asset in doing that.
Passing's going to be the best asset. Getting that ball forward to that next player. Yes, she has 3 or 4 girls around her. She has some helpers on her left and right, but see those open players ahead. Getting those passes ahead is what's going to help them excel.
That pass will head back here to Bear River. So that pressure doing good things here for the Bears early on. The contact there will allow the Bears to maintain it.
I believe with contact, she will be grabbing that ball and going back to the spot of the foul. This will be a self-start, and Waterford has already done well by getting that 4 meters behind.
Play out near side as Claire Wood couldn't possess it back over to Waterford here. This is where you got to take advantage of some of those turnovers, right? Is opportunity to get it back.
I'm laughing because Megan Whittle just made me chuckle with how she was like, please get back on the field, waving her hand to her player. That was something every coach has done.
Here's Howard.
Blocking foul.
Block called there.
Yeah, that was a very good call. That defense was trying to get in front, but nope.
Yep.
She was too late.
Howard starting from 12. Also lineman. She had a goal in that semi. Works here with Spanos cutting through. Shot there saved by Wise.
Something I'd love for more teams to do is when you see that flag, yelling flag, because that's going to be an automatic, hopefully an automatic 8-meter opportunity, giving them a shot that's going to be a little clearer than what they may have there in front of them.
Was the flag up there?
Yes, there was a flag up. Nice interception.
Yeah, Chow with it here. Trying to hurry up here for Waterford. Has some help with her. Nice defense put on by Claire Wood. Ground ball. A cover there. We'll give it back to Bear River.
Empty stick check. This will be Bear River going out, and it will be a self-start.
Well, they just Bear River puts so much pressure on you really throughout the field as this last touch by Waterford.
These last few seconds, Chow has shown so much intelligence. She got the interception right there. Right as she saw that Bear River girl
she was on it.
Take one step, she was on it.
Yeah.
And she got her to already deflect that ball out. Did stay with Bear, though.
Long outlet pass up that far line. Out of play will be a Bear possession.
Yep. Because Waterford tipped it out, it will be staying with Bears as they possess forward.
And stoppage here. And is this going to be a green-yellow maybe?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's a yellow card.
No, green-yellow.
There's a green with it?
Yep.
I can't see from the background.
No,
it's a yellow.
Penalty against Waterford for a second delay of game.
Yeah, they were right up on that line as Bear River started to bring it in.
Gotcha.
And
yeah, exactly.
hey, look at this, Kenzie.
Look at your
just
learning.
5 years
I love
in,
it.
we're starting to get it.
We're getting it.
Starting to get it.
I just couldn't see the green from the green background. It's okay. No, that was awesome. Really good call on the referees, making sure they pull that green-yellow. Greens have been very prominent this season. Delay of game. You know, we've had it for many years before I even started playing. That delay of game always happened, and it sucked. Right? Now we're taking action on it by getting the greens and getting the green-yellows.
Yeah, I had a green just a few minutes ago, and so the second delay there, calling for the green-yellows. This one in the back of the net. Shelby Wilkinson with the goal. I thought that might have been deflected by San Juan, but still works in.
Yeah, I couldn't really see from my perspective, but it definitely looked like Shelby was going for the shot, but got a little bit hit away. But either way, that's a great goal. They'll count it for sure.
We did not talk about Mia San Juan, the starting goalie today for Waterford. I thought she had some real critical saves in that semifinal for the Ravens. Had a nice game, but you play this Bear River team, you have to have your best game of the year. Still a lot of time left. She can still do that.
Absolutely. We're only the first quarter in, 3 minutes left. You know, we've struggled down already to 9 minutes, but there's plenty more game to be played here.
Chow's been good on a couple early draws. This one out of the air. Webb really gathered herself. Works to Criddle.
If you watch Webb on that draw, she right as the whistle is blown, she traced the ball with her head all the way across, following ball.
So here's Criddle back behind. Criddle here. Patience for Bear River. Criddle down the lane, takes a bouncer here. San Juan getting a piece of it. There you go. Nice early save there for Mia.
Nice clear out.
Trying to work here with Harris.
We've had a decent amount of blocks and pushes from Bear River so far. You know, just hopefully on that break, Coach Webb talks about it like, hey, we got to clean that up. We got to play intelligently and with great passes. That was a wonderful pass to the midfield.
Spanos has room. Whitney coming ahead.
Yeah, we have, you know, with that backer, one player is always open. One defender is always going to guard two attackers.
can you move the ball fast enough to take advantage of it? That's the question,
That's the question,
right?
is getting the ball moved fast enough and finding that open player. So about that team unity and linking together to be able to actually get that to be successful. But you can't hold on to that ball too much. It's like
Also
hot potato needs to be.
Yeah, works out here to Chow as
Waterford back to full strength.
Waterford has killed off that green-yellow. Howard. Good defense there. Stick up by Allen. Back here defensively defending Howard. And will play out. Raneem. We're inside a minute here in this opening quarter.
Those are some sharp passes. Those looked really pretty.
Now look how quick this Bear River defense, though, shifts over. Everything outside here, despite the ball movement by the Ravens. Just not a lot of room on the interior. Also, Lyman cutting through. Can't get it to her.
I think something that's huge with Bear River is that they have not had, like, a rotation in coaches. Webb has been with Bear River for several years, and that shows. He has all the girls playing the same way and linked together in the same way. That longevity as a coach is perfect.
Big moment here for Whitney Spanos. 8 meters, coming in, shooting, and scoring. Hey, that's what the Ravens needed. Whitney Spanos on the 8-meter opportunity coming in. A bounce shot, able to beat Wise to put Waterford on the board.
She was getting crushed in by the Bears, and being able to get that shot through with the 5-hole bouncer, it was beautiful. It's always a little tricky when you're on a new turf. Or turf that you're not used to.
A different turf, yeah.
A different turf, there we go. A different turf, you don't know how the ball's going to bounce. So, she was very lucky to be able to, pin that out and get it in the back of the net.
And we talk about, the game that Wise had in that semifinal for Bear River. That's why changing the plane of that shot is going to be really important today, right? When you've got a confident goalie who's had she's over a 550 save percentage this year. Like, you've got to get her eyes moving, and a bounce shot is a great way to do it.
Absolutely. A little more deceptive.
Yeah, possession here by Criddle off the draw. Ella coming ahead. Plays to the middle. Wilkinson down the lane and scores for Bear River. The immediate answer from the top seed.
That was a beautiful pass into the inside. She had defense behind her and aside her, but her right arm was free, capturing the ball and able to turn and whip it in.
Yeah, really good identification there. And Chow got slowed up a little bit. That whistle, she kind of hesitated just a second.
She did.
And that allowed a little separation. Bear River was able to take advantage of.
I think she was just being cautious because they already got a green. They got a green yellow, right? So she's going to be cautious. She's going to get her 4 meters back. But you just got to make sure you have that balance for the respective 4 meters back, but also that player with the ball takes the ball.
Well, and given where that occurs, too, that's where you probably need that defense to help slide a little bit, too, knowing that she's not going to be able to recover as quickly.
That was a beautiful takeaway, snatch-off draw for Chow.
Here comes Mia. A little contact there, jarred it loose. Also Lyman, the ground ball here. She's trying to track down for Waterford. Swept to the middle. Final seconds here, the opening quarter. Still a ground ball, and that will do it. We are 1 quarter into this 4A state championship. Bear River leading Waterford 3-1. You're watching the 4A title game on KSLSports.com.
With a Tab Spend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Cash or card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. Tab Spend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Start of our second quarter, 3-1, Bear River with the lead. Kenzie, I really thought that it'd be tough for Waterford to match up with Bear River. They've actually done a really good job. There's been a couple of quick goals for Bear River. By and large, I think Waterford's has looked good defensively. Offensively, they had some possession. They've been able to move the ball, get some looks. Been a good start for the Ravens.
I think the Ravens are just, in the nicest way possible, sick of losing. They've gotten to Westminster last year, and they unfortunately didn't get the win there. They're finally here. They finally have got to Zions Bank to play in the championship round. They're going to play their booties off out there and make sure they can do all that they can, and they leave this field proud.
It's a team that's had a great year. 14-3 on the year are the Ravens, region champs, and done a fantastic job working through these playoffs. Really, both these two teams have played well every round to get here to this state championship game.
Across the body check.
As
Possession remains
across the
for Bear
body
River.
check there will allow Bear River here to start.
Yeah, we're going to go up to the 12 meter. 12 meter? Yes,
Yep.
12 meter. What am I thinking? 12 meter, going to be clearing out the lane a little bit. This was a major foul, so it's not indirect, meaning that she can go in a shoot or she can play the ball around.
Yeah, she'll be patient here.
I think it was intelligent.
Yep. Criddle working right to, oh boy, sneaky shot there, just missed the cage.
Try to get that shovel shot in. I really had great tenacity going in.
Wide open, in front, and a score for Bear River. We talk about how good their offense is, and when you get open looks from 3-4 yards away, it is easy.
It's super easy. That was a beautiful way to be connected. You know, we can't hear them, but I'm sure they're talking down there, you know, making this physical and verbal signals to say, hey, I'm open, give it to me, shoot it in. And the thing about this team is they're so unselfish. They have had their last 2 goals as assisted, right? That's a good team. That's something that's been very much excelling this year is assist in teams, and
Yeah.
it's been awesome.
Well, you talk about this Bear River team coming in this game as a team, 400 goals.
Wow.
I mean, insane to think about, right? They've played 20 games.
That out. Okay.
Yeah, so they average 20 goals a game, 211 assists. So
That's
over
awesome.
half of their goals are assisted, and that's meaning you're scored 20 goals a game and 11 assists a game. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's pretty dang good. I mean, you can't ask for much more as a coach, getting the last more than 50%.
Here's Wilkinson. They win a draw, and this is where you just see those bursts, right? Well, we saw it today, Park City in that third quarter. Their burst really separated from Olympus, and you figure Bear River's probably going to find one of those. If you're Waterford, you gotta just really take away those burst moments. And it feels like this could be one here on the cusp for Bear River if Waterford's not careful.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Waterford heads transition off draw to have 5 men back versus 4 men back. Eventually transitioning that movement to have that stronger defense, knowing, they have won the last few draws. They have a very strong draw taker to slow down those fast breaks.
And this will be Ella Criddle stepping up to 8 meters to take this shot for the Bears. Will she continue to build on the momentum? Stick checked away, but we will do this again.
Yeah, it was a legal stick check. I'm going to be pulling her back out to first inside for another opportunity to get that in.
Criddle again. She'll shoot this time. Bouncer that goes high, backed up here.
Yeah, we mentioned that just there on the other side. With Waterford doing those bounce shots, you got to get used to this turf.
Here's Webb. Page. Boy, very active stick there defensively.
As I say, that's some windshield wiper defense.
Yeah, I like that. This will come out
Cross-checking penalty.
to the 12, yeah.
Bear River maintains possession.
So
It's going to give her a lane. She can take it in, but they do have to be on both sides of ball.
So here's Kerrigan. We just saw that defender Harris coming in. A pass a little tall. Page able to gather it, but we've got a whistle here away from the play.
Violation against Waterford.
That's
3
3
seconds.
seconds.
Will maintain possession.
I'll say it at once, right? A 3-second violation. That far ref is the one calling that and watching that off-ball movement.
The second quarter possession has been held well by Bear River. How about that save? San Juan. They needed a save from their goalie. They get it.
That was a beautiful save, getting her whole body behind ball, getting down to the level of ball, capturing it immediately up for the clear, trying to get that ball possessed forward.
Boy, that just caught up to. Nice work there on that far line. It'll maintain it, maybe. Pressure here by Bear River. And it will stay here with Waterford.
Push. Waterford maintains possession.
Howard.
They might be dropping the balls, but the biggest thing is, are you fighting for it and getting that ground ball? And they are.
Chow in the middle. Had that stick high, trying to dissect the D, and will draw the whistle here in the sphere.
So that would be calling her out, possibly to that center hash, giving her the best possible spot that any attacker would wish for.
Their leading goal scorer here straight away from 8 meters. Chow with the shot, just missed. They'll do it again here.
I was tracing the ball up, yellow, check to the head. We are going to be resetting for the 8-meter opportunity center hash. That'll be a 2-minute penalty. Should be out for the next 2 minutes. Returning about 4:59 back to the game.
This is where if Waterford can get some possession, again, you've got an extra attacker here. Here's an opportunity. Trying to reel in this lead.
Mm-hmm.
Chow looking like she's set to score here. Going to try a shot off the whistle. Boy, a fire that is blocked by Wise. That had some heat on it, and we talked about how good Brighton Wise has been. She demonstrated it there.
That was beautiful. Able to keep that. It was off her toe, I think. Probably stung a little bit, but she looks like she's getting out fine.
Bear River coming ahead again. They're down a player for the next minute 45 or so. This is a team that, I don't want to say they don't care, but it doesn't really affect their style of play. They're still aggressive. That ball continues to move. They continue to be active.
Yeah, they might hold it for a little bit, just kind of wait for the opportunity. If the opportunity shows, take it. But if it doesn't, let's just hold possession, kill those 2 minutes, and let the game move on. Those 2 minutes are trickling by pretty slow. We're almost not even a minute down and still having possession with Bears. But what's smart is what Waterford's doing here is they are playing a backer. But that backer was staying, I was just going to mention that. The backer is staying a lot inside the 8, making it a 3-second violation, pulling her out past the 12 for the lane.
Yeah, when you have that extra defender, I don't know, I see a lot of teams bringing like immediate double teams or trying to pressure real regularly. Is that just trying to save energy, Kenzie, or?
So it's you have the extra player, you want the ball back, right? You want to have possession as the team that's up to get it down to your attacking end because you're going to be in the advantage. So you want to take advantage of that 2-minute opportunity of being man up. So having that second defender doing a double team or backer situation will give them a better edge to get them down to the attacking end.
But it feels like some teams aren't quite as aggressive there defensively when they can be. It's Wise here, that's Webb in front. We talked about, you mentioned if the opportunity's there, Janine works around, finds herself right in front of the crease, able to score for Bear River 5-1.
I got to get myself some binoculars, but she had a little fake hinge and then got that shot low.
A timeout here taken by the Ravens as Bear River getting a little separation here. 5-1 Bears midway through our second quarter of the 4A state title. Out of that timeout, 5-1, Bear River with the lead here. 5:13 to go in the first half.
Yep, we still have that one man down, number 11 out for at least another minute. Waterford's just got to take advantage of that.
They'll switch up the draw here, Waterford will. This will be Howard in on it, and a whistle here.
Early entry.
Yeah, we'll give it to Bear River.
Possession to Bear River.
Brielle plays over with Wilkinson.
Bear River back to full strength.
As that penalty now served, Bear River back to full strength and with the ball here. I'll stop it here.
Yep, yellow card. Check to the head, yeah. She was reaching over there trying to shadow the stick, look for the check, and she hit her in the head. Nothing malicious. It happened. It is a foul, and you will be pulled off for 2 minutes.
2-minute advantage here for Bear River as also Lehman called for that infraction. She'll be off for 2 minutes. This is an important 2 minutes for this Waterford D. A Webb in front.
Yeah, she was able to get that ball back on X, looking for the crease roll. Just got tied up with the Ravens. Going to give her a position back on dot.
Push. Bear River maintains possession.
Webb here. Here's Wilkinson. Haven't called her name a ton on offense yet. See Waterford very aware of where she's at. And now we'll get the call here.
Yep, 3-second foul.
Violation against
Going to be pulling her back out to the 12 with the player behind. Giving her a lane for, the opportunity to shoot, pull it out, look for an assist. So many things that she could do here.
This will be Criddle. Scored today. Cutter right through the middle. Second cutter. Tough pass. Well defended there by Waterford. Bear River maintaining. Wilkinson trying to find a little room there. Plays to Webb. Boy, you talk about the respect they show to Wilkinson. The double team comes and Webb comes right after her and is left all alone for the goal.
Yep, that back cut you always got to keep an eye out for. You always have to have your head on a swivel. Yes, you want to stop ball, right? Everyone's like, crash, stop ball. Well, you got to get back and have people on the adjacents following the girls on the adjacents.
Well, and the challenge is, again, your player down, right? So,
yes,
yeah, they
yes,
are.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So, come on, Kenzie, don't second guess. I'm just kidding. But it's one where, so yeah, I mean, if you're going to help on that, now you have potentially two players open and got to communicate as a defense and make sure you're taking away those prime opportunities.
Exactly. I have nothing to say to that because that's exactly right. That's exactly what you want to do.
Well executed there by the three-time defending state champs. Won every 4A state championship. And Bear River here coming right back, looking for more.
We got the Wills.
Kerrigan.
Yeah. It's hard when you're playing defense and you're trying to go in for, just to defend, right? If you pay too much attention to the stick and the following of the stick, you get checked to the head, right? It's unfortunate. You just got to make sure you're having a balance between body contact and stick tracing.
So now two players down. And this will be Kerrigan here starting at the 12.
These parents are making me laugh. They're like, score, shoot from the 12. I've only seen two players so far this season shoot from the 12. False start, going back to Waterford.
Well, that will help the Ravens. Two players down here. And a chance to kill off that first is also Lehman to her feet.
My opinion is take that ball back to X. Have a pass around, have the strongest player hold it.
Waterford has one player back.
So, Raneem back on the field here after serving her 2-minute penalty.
Yep, a hold is going to be taking her back to the dot.
Holding against Bear River, possession stays with Waterford.
Some people have asked me in the past about, why does the person on that got the foul, why did they go weirdly at an angle? Well, it's from the pipe. Take a pipe, the line, and that's going to be where that player needs to go.
Here's Noel. As we hit the 2-minute mark in this first half. Howard. Boy, a goal here late in this half would really help Waterford get some confidence going in the locker room.
Absolutely.
Here's Chow.
Bear River already played a backer defense, so I don't think much is going to change with their defensive play.
Chow working in front, and Wise there to defend.
Yep, it's going to be a
block. Go in the crease. Oh. Officially are going to talk.
Yep, one referee called a block. Obviously, maybe another one saw something different. They stopped the clock to talk about it. Also, they're inside the CSA in those 2 minutes. So stopping the clock, talk about it, see what everybody saw. One angle could saw something different than a different angle, right? That's why referees are trained to stand on certain positions to be able to see the correct angle.
They will go with the block here, so this will stay with Waterford.
Blocking foul against Bear River. Waterford with the free position opportunity.
Oh. Ooh.
They gonna call it?
No. Working in front, Chow with the goal. There you go. Top goal scorer for Waterford. Able to score from the 8-meter opportunity at 6-2.
She was on the first inside as she slinked through the center. She pulled that goalie over to her left-hand side, able to get that shot on the goalie's right-hand side. I mentioned it last time. I will always talk perspective of goalie. I played defense. That's what most coaches will also go by is goalie's perspective. As you're running down the field, you're talking about goalie's perspective, so everybody knows the same thing. I can say my right and it's your left, right? So always go from goalie's perspective.
Unless you're calling play-by-play, and then we go from my perspective.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say make fun. I just said from my perspective. I'm still learning, Kenzie, so
It's
I gotta.
true. It's okay.
I mean, I just barely got a green-yellow down, so give me time on the whole perspective.
Okay,
thing.
yeah,
We'll get there.
For
We'll
sure.
get there.
I mean, 8-meter opportunity.
Off this draw, Wilkinson trying to stay with it, able to capture it. Is nearing 1 minute to go here. And time almost served on this second Waterford penalty. And Waterford now back to full strength. That one sent ahead, but off target. And it will head back to the Ravens. 40 seconds left. Here comes that Bear pressure.
Yeah, got to pass that ball fast as possible, thread the needle through that defense to get it up to that. You know, she's got open attackers around her.
I was wondering if they'd actually take a timeout. They have not.
Nah, I wouldn't waste a timeout when you only got 20 seconds to go. There might be more crucial times in the game that you may need it, not have it.
Still staying on it here.
10, 9,
Final
8,
seconds
7, 6,
in the
5,
Harris. Harris
4, 3,
starting here for
2,
Waterford. That will
1,
do it. We've reached the
0.
break. 6-2 Bear River leading Waterford here from Zions Bank Stadium in the 4A state title game. You're watching it live on KSLSports.com. Start of our second half. 6-2 Bear River leading Waterford. Dane Stewart, Kenzie Christiansen with you. Kenzie, Bear River, I think, again, we talked about it. Favorites, top seed, undefeated, 56-game winning streak. I love the way that Waterford's competed, though. I mean, I know they're trailing here, but they've not backed down. They've continued to be aggressive. Is there anything you try to change here for Waterford, or?
I think the one thing I would emphasize is pass the ball sooner. As soon as you see your teammate open, pass the ball. If that's on transition in the midfield, that's from defense trying to work it down to attack, or if that's an attacking play. As soon as you see your teammate open, pass, because these guys will swarm you.
And so we are set here for the second half draw. That one, Webb able to track it down. Bear River felt like has had the edge in draws in this one.
Absolutely. Webb has been so good on draw. She's practiced for many years, and that will be a charge.
A charge, yeah. I thought, go ahead.
I was going to say, the difference between a charge and a block, specifically in this one, is that defense had her feet in place, already had her space, and that attacker tried to go through it.
Yeah, I thought that some of that, to me, at least, I call a lot of basketball. So for me, it's like, one player's kind of established, the other one's not.
Exactly.
I felt like,
Exactly.
Criddle was trying to kind of, a little sporadic there with the movement, and hence the call.
Yeah.
Here comes Waterford. Nice little juke there. As the Ravens coming ahead here. See if they can get an early goal, get some offense back. Weaving in through, and they do. How about that? Great take there by Waterford.
We had the awesome ankle breaker in the midfield. As she continued down, there was another Bear River athlete down on the ground, and she was able to get the lane, her arms free enough to get that goal. They came out with fire. Exactly what I said. To pass that ball fast. Right was in the defensive end. It was that pass to the midfield and continue to the movement forward. And that's exactly what this team needs to continue doing to be able to keep up with the Bears.
And it was great. A couple plays there by Morris. One that far line, right at the restraining line. Made a nice play to get through the defense. And then as she was continuing on, Bear River defender lost her footing, allowed her to kind of continue on. So really seizing the opportunities that were presented and able to finish it.
You have to take every opportunity that's given to you. Don't hesitate and say there might be a next one, because there may not be.
This one, Morris able to possess. Morris working back and forth. He really got Wilkinson sliding side to side there. There's Chow coming up with it.
Good stick work, switching her hands back and forth with control. Exactly. She saw her teammate open. She passed it around. Everybody's going to try and look for the shot to goal, but passing that ball, move that ball.
Howard. Nice help defense there. Howard, look at this Bear River team. And they're staying right with them. There's not a lot of gap there. Here's Spanos. McKean. Also Lehman. Sent over. Howard had a little room there.
Shooting space. I think that's going to, I don't know if it's going to hanging hash. Yeah, it is. Hanging hash, going to give her 8-meter opportunity.
That's one of the things for me. I mean, this last possession feels like Waterford's been trying to draw some of those shooting space, but Bear River stayed right with them. I mean, they really haven't allowed any gap.
Well, that may have been talked about because that backer can be in shooting space, right? So they're going to try and pump that every time they can.
So Howard coming across goal. Oh, nice patience there by Ann Howard, able to score. Look out, Waterford back-to-back goals here to start this second half.
That was so great. Way to go in, way to take charge. You knew you had defenders coming in on you. Getting more front side of that goal and able to get that shot through, getting to the goalie's weak left side. Great thing, they came out of these gates roaring. They are ready to play. They see they had a 4-point differential, and they are going to try and close that gap and beat the gap.
Well, I love the opportunistic takes here as well. They've done a great job of really attacking, getting right to the crease, and that time just the patience, because we've seen Wise be really strong on those shots and kind of waited for her to have to come out and commit.
Yeah, it's been those closer ones that are a little closer to crease that she's been missing. So I think, the Ravens are going to take advantage of that moment and kind of do that. I don't know what's happening.
I thought we had one indication of a block, but near side here, Colin.
Oh, a check to the head. Okay, so the shaft went into the middle of the girl's neck. So that's going to be considered in the handbook of a check to the head for a 2-minute penalty. So anything to the neck also goes to the head.
So it'll be 2-minute advantage here for Bear River.
If you ever see those type of things happen inside of a shooting opportunity, you'll see a ref pull a yellow and then call pull a flag and then call the yellow. The flag's pulled just because they want to see how the ball is going to progress forward. You don't want to ruin an opportunity for the attacker.
Now, again, officials here talking. I think they're just wanting to get the timing right because, again, I thought there was a call on the other end that was different than that. I'm not saying that the check to the head is wrong, but the officials there getting on the same page and now conversing with Coach Whittle around how that played out. It will not change the call here.
No, yeah, the yellow card will completely stand true. You, as an official, you're not supposed to show the yellow until you are, you're like, yep, that's a yellow. You're getting out.
And the near side did, right? I mean, she saw it, she called it, and the officials there just trying to explain kind of the happenings there, and it looked like Coach Whittle, as she understood it, didn't have a ton of pushback, but hard to tell from our angle.
No, Whittle's a super sweetheart.
And Bear River here with the advantage. 9 to go in the third, and in the sphere there.
Yeah, one thing about Coach Whittle is I've repped her team in the summer league, and she will have questions. Everybody's wondering, but she's sweet about it. She's nice. She doesn't argue. She's like, okay, if that's what it's called, that's what's called. We can move and progress forward.
Here's Wilkinson. And flag up. 3 second here.
Yeah, Chow was down there in the 3 seconds trying to cover 2 players. Can't get caught inside that 8.
Wilkinson. Also Lehman right there with her.
The windshield wiper. Hey, you're blocking their view, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's active D. Wise. Oh, this one came right
Yeah,
up.
a little too active.
Yep. That's maybe the problem with the windshield wiper, huh?
Yeah, the windshield wiper's getting a little too present. You don't want to get called for horizontal. You don't want to get called for stick-to-body contact or pushing. But maybe at this point where they've gotten so many chuck to the heads, it's better to have that body-to-body contact than trying to do the blocking of their view and passing.
And that was the 4th yellow here for Waterford. So they'll be player down the rest of the game here.
How many I think Bears have 2 or 3?
I have, I think, 1.
Oh, okay.
I think Criddle was the only one.
11, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, boy, that makes a comeback more difficult, as if you weren't already having to deal with an uphill battle. As this is
Look at the
Webb
weight
here
on the
straight away, yeah. A wind up, just went wide.
I love the weight on the back leg, going to be able to propel that energy forward. That was cool. Cool approach.
My apologies, that might have came off the post there. My bad. Bear River here. Carrigan setting up. Kierstead trying to feed to the cutter. Picked up and saved by San Juan. An opportunity there for Kerrigan. And San Juan was ready for it, and Kerrigan there holding her head.
Yep, she got an illegal check. You know, just because she holds her head, she may have got a hit, but doesn't mean that it was the other team or a foul, you know?
Right.
It just happens.
So the first player released here for Waterford.
For them, technically, that's back to their even strength.
That's correct. Well, it'll be their full strength.
Full strength, not even strength. That makes more sense.
Won't be even. And I don't even know if this is the most players they'll have for their remainder of regulation. We'll put it that way. And Howard here pushing ahead for Waterford. As Spanos goes over.
Yep, empty stick check, picking it up. Way to go. Way to pick it up and continue going.
She's dicing right through. Spanos gets right in front of the crease. Could not get a shot away as Wise
we
gathers.
We hear a whistle. No goal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought I heard a whistle too.
There was. There's a push. I think, but like as she dropped something about dropping the ball, she got to push somewhere in there. It's going to be taking that ball.
One where if Spanos maybe takes that shot just a second earlier, because I felt like she got a little too deep, and then the triple team came in, there wasn't a shooting lane.
Exactly. Well, that Bear River's intelligent. We have noticed that their last 2 goals have made it on the 8, right? And so with those goals going to be made on the 8, the defense has acknowledged that as well. They're going to be better on the crease rolls.
Officials here coming together again to discuss. They stopped the clock here. Placement here was the question. They had her back behind the goal, but instead they'll bring her up here. This will be on the first hash. No.
No, it's going to, I think, go second inside. Yeah, I think was what the angle was. It's you drag it out from where that foul happened, and that's going to be the second inside.
So 6:08 left here in the third. Lost her footing and the ball.
That just happened on the other side for the Bears. She lost her footing on the 8-meter opportunity. This grass must be a little more slick than we can see. I mean, there's a lot of paint out there that looks like it's been scrubbed off, so it's probably pretty slick.
I was going to say, it does look like it's kind of got a shorter pile or grain to it.
Yeah.
The room here coming up. Fed to Webb, skips it over. That denied. San Juan with one save. This one wide. Look at Mia going back. This ball still in play. The scrum here. And also Lyson. Yeah, it'll be Waterford possession. Bear River thought they should have had it.
I was watching the goalie, so I could have no opinion on that one.
Well, we didn't have a great angle to be able to see it. There's a whole host of bodies down there. The official right there, you know, they do pay attention. These officials get a lot of calls right. They're right there. Here comes Raneem, also Lyman. Sends over. Shot here goes to Wise. And that's great defense. You got a pair of defenders right in front of the shooter, and then Wise. There is the steady goalie. Here comes Bear River in transition. They got numbers. Here comes Brielle.
Nice defense. Way to speed up and get ahead. Body contact. Exactly what Waterford needs to continue doing.
There'll be an opportunity here for Brielle to start at 12. Wise skips over. Wilkinson hanging and scoring. That duo, they've had success again here today in this championship game.
Yeah, once Shelby was able to get the contact on ball, she gave a little hinge fake and got that shot top shelf. Something that's, what's crazy about here is with lacrosse and the growth of it, Waterford is still a D2, not D2.
4A?
No, they're not 4A. They're 2A.
No, they're 4A. In lacrosse, they're 4A.
I know. I'm saying with lacrosse,
Oh, yeah.
growing. But it's now they're pushed into 4A, but they are a 2A school.
For other sports, basketball, and soccer.
Exactly. Yeah, the school as like a whole for athletic is 2A, but they play up into the 4A. So this is just a different transition, like in that total as well. They're just a smaller school and a smaller pool to pull from.
Which is what you really have to respect around what Coach Whittle has done. Does not have the enrollment a lot of other schools, and has found a way to coach this program and really help elevate the play of her players to make it here to a state championship game. And they're competing with a team that has really owned this classification. We're talking about a 56-game winning streak. Their last loss came to Corner Canyon, Game 2, 3 years ago.
Okay. Fun.
Yeah.
Way to be Quarter Canyon.
Three and a half to go here in the third. Boy, this is patient to another level here for the Bears.
I think they're just waiting to set up a play and waiting for everybody to be ready.
There's a lot of action going on in front of the cage, but everyone behind is just, taking our time. Those poor teammates, they're putting steps in, though.
Yeah. Too bad they can't wear their Fitbits.
Right? Pass working for Criddle. Well, able to stay with it here. Beat her defender. Plays to the wing, and Webb couldn't possess it. It'll head here to Waterford. Howard. On a bit of a run here. Is it through the middle into the offensive end? Right in front. Wise was there again.
Nice check. Way to trace the ball, defense.
Now Bear River coming ahead. Nice move there by Kerrigan. Oh,
Body
good defense
there. Body defense is all you need to get that ball away.
Spanos, boy, she's on a burst. 1-on-5 here. Whitney still looking for an opportunity. Or maybe set it up. She'll give here to Chow. Chow, left side and shooting space.
She's kind of between. I think she's on the second inside. Yeah, second inside. The 8-meter opportunity. She's had a few of these today. Capitalized, I think, on one, but has lost the others. So, she wants those last moments back and to get this.
Chow coming in. Oh, taken away by Wise. Wow, that seemed odd. It was like Chow was the only one who heard the whistle and went.
Yeah. An illegal block. The ball's going back to Waterford. Off-ball block. I'd have to agree.
They'll stop it here. 44 seconds left.
Yep, right now is what Waterford's got to do, set up in some type of play.
Yeah, yep.
Illegal pick, pardon me. Waterford has possession.
7-4. They can make this a 2-goal game here late in the third.
What I found interesting is that Chow's always in the 8. I don't know if she's waiting to stay open or not sure.
they've done a great job finding her, and with her length, it kind of makes sense. Bear River, though, can match that length. Very few teams in 4A can or have.
Mm-hmm.
As Sevi down to 20 seconds left. Trying to feed Chow. That worked through Mia with a shot. Boy, I did not see what happened. I just saw that go wide. I don't know if that hit the post or maybe off of Wise.
I think with the velocity that it came out with, I had it been a post.
That's what I was thinking too. Final seconds here of the third, and we are through 3. 1 quarter left here in this 4A championship game. Bear River leading Waterford 7-4. Start of the fourth. Bear River leading Waterford 7-4. Ravens had a couple great opportunities in the end of that third. Could not capitalize. Wise had a good save. Got help from her post on another. As continues to be a 3-goal game. But this Waterford team continues to play really aggressive and really intentional as Howard, you're able to win this draw.
You have to continue holding possession when you are a team that's already a man down. Oh, she is getting clobbered out there, though.
Go ahead.
Good thing they had a flag up.
And I was going to say, that's the thing, is that even despite being a man down, they've still been able to get possession. They've still been able to get looks, take shots. Like, they've really done a great job.
Yeah, they really, truly have.
Worked in front and scored. That was Ann Howard with the goal for Waterford. It is a 2-goal difference.
I was going to say what I loved. It's right off that punch line. Right when that whistle went, she did not teeter back. She kept her momentum forward, punched through, stick protection, and moved that goalie just enough to get that goal. Good for her. Way to be trained such a strong and aggressive way.
This was, 6-2 at the break?
Yeah.
It's 7-5 right now. Waterford with
and they're
intentions.
Man down.
Yeah.
I don't think Bear River was ready for this.
Well,
they got to be. They're here
I don't
now.
know. I'm not going to say they're not ready. Like, this Bear River team is so well coached and so skilled.
Yeah, that's true.
In the sphere here, we'll give it to the Bears.
Yeah, that illegal check would put her 4 behind.
I just think Waterford has been very well prepared for this game. We talk about a team that averages 20 goals a game, well off that pace in Bear River.
Oh, yeah.
San Juan's had a couple nice saves, but she's got great help with her defense as well. And this is where it's going to be tough, playing man down on the defensive end against this high-scoring Bear River offense.
Yeah, all those Waterford players have to have their head on a complete swivel, overly communicating, saying who's open, who's not open, where's ball.
And kind of interesting because, Bear River, we saw just a few possessions ago where a possession that was elongated, right? Maybe a little stagnant to start. Kind of a little slow here again, despite having an extra attacker.
Yeah.
To me, this doesn't feel like what we've seen from Bear River in the past, and kind of wonder if it's disrupting some of their momentum and rhythm. They work right back, and that one offline. Kept here by Wilkinson.
I don't want to say it, but I think they've gotten a little comfortable today. They've gotten a little comfortable with some of their movements and some of their plays, and you've seen a few spurts of energy and fast breaks, but it's only been little spurts, right? It hasn't been the whole time with the strong intensity that they normally have. And, Waterford's been able to kind of cover in those gaps.
I mean, again, it's Bear River who's man up here.
Yeah, it's true. And they haven't been able to get a look yet.
Yeah, everything outside.
But maybe what they're thinking is, they've been able to get shots on goal, even being man down. So, maybe possession's key.
And so that's the case, right? You got a 2-goal lead. You don't have to necessarily push.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're going to do this, you better be really confident that you're going to be able to hold this out for the final 10 minutes because Waterford has been opportunistic.
Yeah. With how long she was standing there, I was like, was there a call?
Is there any stall in girls lacrosse? There is in boys. I didn't know if there was in girls.
No, there's shot clocks at different styles of lacrosse, but not at this level.
Okay.
Cross-body check. Possession remains with Bear River.
This will stay here with Bear River. And this is where, if you're Bear River, you're, at some point, Waterford has to come and pressure you.
Yeah.
And that's where things can open up and you can take advantage, maybe get some high-quality looks.
I just hope that Waterford's noticed that with their body contact with Bear River, they're dropping the ball. They've done it a couple times now. Body contact has been key, right? Keep your stick away from their sphere, so no more checks ahead, no more yellows, and keep body contact. Forearm to hip, tracing the ball.
8.5 to go here.
Is she going to hold it for 8 minutes?
Well,
we're going to find out.
I mean, it's if Waterford's content to let them, they may be content to do so.
Yeah.
It's kind of a who blinks first situation.
Yeah.
Lowest goal total this year for Bear River was 13, and that was in the semifinal against Provo, and then both games against Skyview. Rose making the drive from Garland, cheering on these Bear River Bears, looking for their 4th consecutive 4A state championship.
And I'm going to ask a stupid question. Is Bear River a district like Box Elder or county, or is Bear River a city? Or Bear River just the name of the school?
So Bear River, we might have some Garland fans who get upset at me with this. I don't entirely know the answer. Here's what I think. It's Bear River County. Okay, that's the county. Garland is the city.
Okay.
There is a Bear River, but I think it's for the county.
Okay.
Is
Or
my
it
belief.
could be for both.
It's Tremonton area.
Yeah,
Right? Garland
yeah.
is just outside of Tremonton. I'm not aware of a Bear River city. The high school is not in Bear River as a city, so I think it's in reference to the county, like Box Elder.
Or like Davis. Like Davis is.
Well, Davis is a county.
Davis
yeah.
County. There's not a Davis
There's
City.
not a
They're
Davis
in
City.
Kaysville.
Correct.
Yeah.
Box Elder is similar to that as well.
Exactly.
Box Elder
Elder's county.
High School is in Brigham City in Box Elder County.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get someone to come tell us.
And, I don't mean to be offensive if I missed any of that.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, we're
I mean,
just
I've
holding
coached
here.
some
It's
of
2
these
minutes
girls.
of just straight possession.
Yeah.
With, what else you want to talk about, Kenzie? Other trivia you have for me around Utah high schools?
No, but I feel like the last conversation we just had, I feel like I should know. I've coached some of these players in Bear River. I've gone there to officiate and to coach.
I love that community, by the way. They've got a streaming service up there. They stream all Bear River.
Aren't they so cool?
They do a great job and always great partners with us. I really appreciate their collaboration.
Yeah, it's been super cool. I drove through there, and they were having a game, and they had a broadcaster, and that was such a fun thing. That's like Bear River TV or something.
Yeah, Bear River Live, I think.
Yeah, so cool.
Here's the interesting thing, too, and this is where you have to, tip your cap, whatever prop you want to give to Waterford. I mean, Waterford is man down, and Bear River is choosing to not attack. Right?
I mean, Waterford's choosing not to. Oh, like
Bear River's choosing not to attack. Like that is what Waterford has got them into, and a call here will give it to the Ravens.
I shouldn't have turned away. I have no idea what just happened.
I did not see what the call was. This was away from the ball.
So it was an off-ball something or other. Obviously an off-ball major foul, giving the ball to defense. Can we move it forward?
And this is where the comment I just made. If you're gonna just hold out, you better be really confident that you can then make a play late when you need to. Because you know who's confident about making a play right now? It's Waterford.
Yep.
Here comes Howard. She scored the last goal. She's continuing ahead. How's Chow in the middle? Howard trying to work around Criddle. She'll give with Spanos. Double team there, lost it momentarily. 4.5 to go here in regulation. Spanos working around.
Yep, shooting space. Gonna give her that hanging hash. It's gonna be fun to see if she takes it in or if a teammate cuts it.
Remember, she scored on an 8-meter opportunity in that first half.
Oh, it's taking the first inside. My apologies. But same thing, 8-meter opportunity.
You see why set up to that post. Spanos coming through, and that shot went a little high. Being fought for here behind the cage, and it will be Bear River possession.
Yeah, they need to have a tight ride right now. Keep it down on their attacking end. As soon as they take that step, getting body contact on them.
So the Bears get the stop they wanted, and Bear River here going to take a timeout. Coach Webb wanted to help his team navigate through these final 4 minutes. They've got a 7-5 lead, 4 minutes left in the 4A championship. All right, coming out of this timeout. 3:55 to go.
Ball's going to start over on the far side. I think that's, I don't know, the northwest side. I don't know which way we're facing.
Look at you. Look at you.
I'm trying.
Little Miss Geography.
I was like, where's the temple at? Where's the mountains? Yeah, but we'll be starting back there. They already got 2 men on. Good, smart move by number 4, covering up that adjacent.
Wilkinson. This is exactly where I would expect Bear River to go. Their senior leader has been really such a pivotal part of this program and their state championships in her time at Bear River. As clock continuing to work here.
You saw she kind of hesitated, looked over at the adjacent players that she had open, but just took it herself.
Wilkinson feeds over. Shot here, saved by San Juan. Chow had it, tripped up there. This will be Waterford possession. We said San Juan would have to have a big game. Critical save there for her team to keep them alive.
Absolutely, especially for Chow to also then get the ball. What's happening?
You stop it here. Is this going to be a yellow card here? I thought maybe
Check to the
delay,
head.
but
now they're equal.
Now
Equal in
yep.
bodies.
Yep.
Bear River penalty number 20.
This is like, in the most respectful way, this is exactly what Waterford needed to be equal, because they were not pressuring out on defense, right? So being more equal one-on-ones, they are going to be a little bit stronger down on defense, going to pressure a little harder.
Chow coming forward as we approach the 3-minute mark. And they'll stop it here near side.
Offsides by white, black, blue, I don't know. Someone.
Bear River.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Bear River.
Bear River was offsides. Possession stays with Waterford.
Chow. Player coming from behind. Chow working in front. Nice little spin move. And the bump
Push.
there. We'll give 8 meters here for Mia Chow. Met her dad in the semifinal.
I bet he was a sweetheart, because I know
He was
Chow was.
awesome.
Yeah.
He was awesome. Chow coming in. That just hit off the post.
I think got a little taste of the goalie.
Spanos will have an 8-meter start here.
Shooting space
We may have not got
violation,
that last one, but
position
opportunity to get another. We are the second inside, set up. She's strong. She's ready to go.
Big opportunity for the Ravens, trying to claw back. Spanos, the shot and the goal. It's a 1-goal game.
That was so awesome. You can feel it in the girls. There's girls over there like in awe on the sideline. That was so pretty, so strong, so electric. And it's just, it's such a different energy out here.
It has been a 4-1 second half for Waterford as they have come back and almost tied it up.
I just love the composure that we're seeing from both coaches. It's been so good. It's been heated at times, and they've been such respectful coaches. Question, you may not have the answer. Waterford is navy blue, right? And so they're kind of more teal out there. Do they have 2 colors?
So I think on their website it's listed as blue and red.
Cool.
Or
All right.
blue and magenta, maybe, I think. Here comes Howard. And timeout going to be taken here by Coach Whittle.
I was like,
Just inside 2 to play. Timeout Waterford. They'll have it with a chance to tie the 3-time defending 4A state champions in the state title game when we come back. Bear River leading Waterford. The Region 10 champs with the ball. Chance here to tie up.
They have ball. They have possession. They're on their attacking end. Coach Webb is over there like lock in on D, communicate, be strong, right? They're equal strengths right now. They have to make sure they're strong on defense.
These two teams even right now. Waterford's down a player the remainder of the game. Bear River has a player off here serving time on a yellow card. Spanos will send back to Howard. Howard been a great initiator in this fourth quarter, really second half. for the Ravens. Spanos trying to weave through. A lot of sticks in the air. Ball captured here behind goal. No, lost out, and it's back to Bear River.
That's what they needed.
Now Bear River trying to get this up the field quickly. Kerrigan. Able to get by Spanos into the offensive end. And Bear River going to take a timeout here with 1:15 left. The Bear River will have it. Can they maintain possession for a state championship? We'll find out when we come back. Chris Jansen with you. Well, what a game. Bear River led 6-2. Waterford, a second half surge. Has them within one. They got to find a stop here. If you're Bear River, Kenzie, are you active here, or is this all about stalling out the final 75 seconds?
Absolutely stall. Look how spread out their players are. There's no answers other than they're stalling.
And Waterford is the goal right now is empty. So they're trying to bring extra pressure as well.
Oh, they don't even have a goalie in.
No, San Juan's off. So they're really going to try to force Bear River here to...
Waterford has no... Wow,
Yeah.
Okay. That's risky, but way to try.
Wilkinson starting, trying to force her into that corner. And Bear River back to even strength here. Wilkinson to start. Got around. Shooting space, continuing on.
She's not going to risk it.
Nope.
Because what if she missed? You get so typed up in energy. What if you miss?
They stop it here with 52 seconds left. Did you take this shot?
I'm trying to do the fastest transition. I don't think you'd pull a girl out to get my goalie in.
You just take this, right?
Mm-hmm. You made the decision. You got to go with it.
Open goal. Wilkinson straight away. Chance to maybe seal this for the Bears.
I think the referee's saying, like, you can't jump in front of it as a goalie. Maybe get carded, all that stuff.
She'll shoot and score. Shelby Wilkinson with a goal in the final minute for Bear River to give them a little insurance.
They needed that. Waterford, did what I think most coaches would do. Pull out the goalie, get the extra pressure, and try and get the ball back, right? That's what she needed to do. Was it risky? Obviously. They knew that. They knew it was going to be risky. She's over there like, we got to take the chance, right?
Yeah.
What if she missed? What if they got the turnover by the double team?
But the other side of that was they were only 10 seconds away from being back to full strength. Speaking of Bear River. So now they got an open player, and now you do expose yourself. So when you pull San Juan, you can at least match up.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This one sent out. Wilkinson possesses. Leave it to the senior to make a few critical plays for Bear River here in the final minute. "30 seconds to go." Boy, for Waterford, what a game they played today, Kenzie.
What a game, what strategy, what teamwork, what fire, what passion.
Absolutely love the response, especially after falling down. The other team on such a winning streak could have just mailed it in. They did not. We got to love the effort from Coach Whittle's group. As the final countdown on, make it 4 in a row for Bear River in 4A.
Final score, Bear River 8, Waterford 6.
Another 4A state title headed back on the bus to Garland.
That was an amazing game. That's something they had to fight for. They've had some really extended goal percentages against some other teams, and this is one they had to get down to the core. They had to play as a team. They had to get down to the nitty-gritty of the game to be able to excel this. They came up with some challenges here against Waterford where it was a close game, a lot of pressure. But the thing is, only 3 teams in the state will and being winners, right? So all these seniors, be proud of what you have done. Be proud of who you are, what you've accomplished through the season. Don't worry about what you lost or what you wish you would have done. Worry about what you did do.
I'll tell you, Waterford, I love the direction of their team. You can see disappointment. You don't see a lot of tears. They battled today. The closest game Bear River had prior to today was 8. This was a one-goal game with 45 seconds left. They fought their hearts out. Congratulations, Waterford, heck of a year. So much respect. The way they played today and made this a lot closer than I expected. Heck of a game from the Waterford Ravens. Had great balance. San Juan made big saves, but in the end, it is Bear River. Wise had another strong game, made some critical saves late. Wilkinson, 4 goals today to lead the way for Bear River in the win.
That is so awesome. I'm so proud of all the Bear River girls. You know, we've seen them year after year. They've gotten stronger and stronger. They've had new girls come in, seniors graduate out, and they continue to stay strong. I really applaud, Bear River staff for being able to hold such a strong unity of girls through and through all these years.
Trophy presentations coming up next as Bear River, your 4A state champion, 8-6 over Waterford. For Tino Psyche, my name is Dane Stewart, and for Kenzie Christiansen, thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned here for your 4A state champion trophy presentation.